This handout is talking about interest rates and the incentives that go along with interest rates. And so at the top there you can read that interest is just money paid regularly at a particular rate for the use of money lent or for delaying the repayment of a debt. And so um, as a saver, you want to put money in the bank when interest rates are higher because you're allowing the banks to use your money in exchange for them using your money. They should pay you for that. On the opposite end of that, when you borrow money from a bank, then you have to pay them interest because you're using their money. So once again, interest is just money that is paid to use someone else's money. So if the bank is using your money because you're saving it, they should pay you interest. And if you are using their money in the form of a loan, then you should have to pay them back money. So number one, it says if you have $1,000 you are trying to decide what to do with, calculate the interest you will earn from the bank if you decided to put it into a savings account. To calculate, you're going to take the deposit and then you're going to multiply it times the interest rate. And once again, when we're talking about percentages, you need to move your decimal places 2 places to the left. So A is 0.5%. So if you have $1,000 in a savings account that's earning a half a percentage, 0.5%, you're going to take that times 0.005, and for the bank using your $1,000, they're going to pay you $5. So they're going to, when you go to take your money out, you'll get your $1,000 plus you'll get that additional $5. If your savings account is paying you 1%, the bank is going to pay you 1% to use your money. Then you'll get your $1,000 back plus an additional $10 that they're going to pay you to use your money. If it's 10%, they will pay you that extra $100, and if it's 20%, they will pay you an extra $200. So you're always going to get your original deposit back, but this interest is in addition to it. So you can see as interest rates go up, people have more of an incentive to save money because the bank is paying them more money. When interest rates are very, very low, people tend to put their money in different types of investments. So number two, from your answer above, at what interest rate would you prefer or be better off to save? And obviously that's at 20%. The next question, number three, you've decided you need to buy a new car. You need to calculate the interest that you would have to pay on a car loan of $25,000 for each of the following interest rates. And so once again, you're going to take that initial $25,000 and you're going to multiply that times the percentage. And obviously it's going to be a little bit different because you're talking over a long period of time. And this is just some basics here. And so if it's 2%, you would pay the $25,000 back plus the additional $500. They're going to charge you $500 in order to use your money for that length of time. If you have to pay 5% interest on that loan, you're going to have to pay the $25,000 plus $1,250. At 10%, it's $2,500, and at 20%, it's $5,000. So what we see here is when you're borrowing money and you have to pay that back to the bank, you're better off trying to get lower interest rates. So number four, 2%. So number 5 and 6, the Federal Reserve, knowing that people respond to incentives. And if the Federal Reserve wants people to save their money, what would they do to interest rates? And this is going to become very important at the end of economics when we get more into macroeconomics and the money supply. But one of the things the Federal Reserve is responsible for is keeping tabs on the money supply, how much money is out in circulation. So if they know how people are going to respond to this and they want people to save their money, in order to encourage people to save more money, they're going to raise interest rates. So they'll increase them. Once again, the Federal Reserve, knowing that people respond to incentives, want to encourage people to spend or borrow money. They want to get more money out in circulation. They want to get people back working. One of the things that they know that they can do is to manipulate the interest rates. And so what they can do is they want people to spend money, then they would lower their interest rate. So this idea that people respond to incentives in predictable ways, interest rates is one of those things that the government, the Federal Reserve in particular, can manipulate.